Atomic Heart was released on February 21st, 2023, and was met with some criticism upon release due to its developer's Russian origins. As I don't see the origins or any other controversies relevant to the game itself, I'll be reviewing this game with no bias and with all controversial topics out of mind. And of course, this review will be spoiler free. After sinking 30 plus hours into the game, I can confidently tell you that Atomic Heart is a home run debut title for the young and ambitious Mundfish Games. Almost everything about the game is absolutely unique in its own way. Although the inspirations for the game are very obvious, it doesn't feel like a simple copy or clone in any aspect. In fact, it feels more like the birth of something new. What stands out most about this game is the vast enemy diversity that goes hand in hand with the extremely well thought out and expansive lore. Taking place in a mind-boggling alt history USSR, humans are relieved of the burden of manual labor, due to the invention of a miracle substance called polymer, a plastic-like substance with electrochemical properties, leading to the mass development and manufacturing of incredibly smart and powerful AI robots, at a facility dubbed 3826. All of these machines being controlled within one shared network called the Collective. Unfortunately, the Collective network experiences a catastrophic failure, rendering the creations that once helped mankind into killing machines. At this time was the start of the well-known space race, but in this alt history timeline, the USSR had already been successful going to the reaches far beyond the moon. Wanting to study space and time further, the USSR utilizes Facility 3826 to conduct studies and experiments that would eventually allow humans to colonize other planets. The result of some of these secret or failed experiments being terrifying neuropolymer-based abominations. These, mixed with the robotic murder machines, makes for a very impressive catalog of enemies. Each enemy is weak to a different element or weapon type. Their weakness can be found by scanning them with the AI built into our polymer glove. The polymer glove also allows us to use different elements like ice or electricity on enemies, or even use telekinesis to lift enemies and objects off the ground. It also doubles as a satisfying way to gather loot. The game also has an interesting crafting system to create and upgrade weapons, along with skill trees for the various skills we can unlock, all of which makes for fluid and diverse combat overall. The incredibly weird and beautiful world created by the minds behind Atomic Heart is excellently brought to fruition within the powerful Unreal Engine. The looks and aesthetic of the world has been described as a Bioshock type vibe. As we can clearly see the inspiration from the popular title, Mundfish has outdone themselves, making their alt history world shine on its own. In fact, the only thing I really find similar between the two titles is a 1950s retro futuristic style, that being futuristic technology with an old-fashioned design. Something also seen in the Fallout universe and cartoons like the Jetsons. The best I could describe the game world itself would be a world that is reminiscent to the Nomadison Island from the first Incredibles movie. I would also say it has some heavy influences from the Fallout series, especially when it comes to the delivery of the lore, like logging onto a facility computer to find the hidden lore within its files, or the facility's several testing grounds throughout the map that also double as giant puzzle rooms. Some reviews have said that the writing for the game was subpar, or that the main character, known as Agent P3, was annoying and has cheesy catchphrases, but that just tells me that they did not play the game enough, or they simply just didn't bother to look for the bits of lore spread throughout the game world. For example, if the time is spent looking through the various ways to indulge in the lore, it actually explains that the cheesy catchphrases are actually a part of Agent P3's lore, which I'll let you find out on your own. My point is that absolutely everything in this game, from the world itself to the weird devices and diverse enemies, can be explained through the lore that you find throughout the game world, making the game and its events even more clear to the player if they put the effort into finding these bonus bits of information. The game's campaign feels like a weird fever dream with an action movie script, and I mean that in the best way possible. The dialogue with all the characters you meet and having multiple dialogue choices allows us to put our own twist on our character's personality. You could be inquisitive and ask for as much detail as possible, or you could be straight to the point and only ask what pertains to your mission. The more you progress through the game, the more questions you'll have to ask about it, making you want to pick up every little piece of lore that you can find. Of course, no game is absolutely perfect, and Atomic Heart does come with some minor flaws. Things like no easy save or quick save option, very limited save slots, and a campaign that felt a little bit too short, and I mainly say that because it left me wanting so much more. Overall, Atomic Heart is an incredible first step for Mundfish, and I can't wait to see what they do with this new IP. The amount of lore itself littered throughout the game and what the lore entails is enough to make endless spin-offs of the universe that Atomic Heart has displayed. I personally think that Atomic Heart and its unique world has the potential to be right next to the big dogs, and I highly recommend playing it. Have you played Atomic Heart yet? If so, tell me what you thought of the game in the comments. If you found this review helpful, give the video a like. If you enjoyed the content you see here, consider subscribing. My name is Tas Variant, and I will see you in the next video.